Alright, just casually strolling into the blood as we move on after defeating Ludwig. And sure, I guess I have a bit of a surprise that I did in the meantime. Let me just do something quickly. Because I have... there you go. I have two new... Well, okay, I already had the one weapon that I got in the sawmill in the Forbidden Woods, the cannon. Large prototype firearms fashioned by the workshop heretics, the power kegs. Use of his weapon is equivalent to toting a mounted cannon into battle, complete with its ridiculous weight, staggering kick, and lavish use of the quicksilver bullets. Such a monstrosity was doomed from the start, and indeed its development was cut short. Yet against impossibly gigantic foes, it might be just the thing. And for this DLC, they actually bothered to include the Gatling gun, of course. So here it is.
We can finally have nice things.
This is a highly customized portable version of the stationary Gatling gun operated by the old hunter Diura in Old Yarnam. It was the weapon of choice of the youngest of Diura's three companions. The Gatling gun boasts exceptional rapid firing functionality, but is considered a cumbersome weapon due to its excessive weight and insatiable consumption of quicksilver bullet. Not even kidding, I need 28 of strength to equip this fucking monstrosity. And again,
Worth it.
It chugs bullets too fast, so I'll give it a showcase eventually.
I mean, it's a Gatling gun.
Yeah, well, it's one classic case of awesome but impractical. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's move on. After the place where...
So Inklings are just stupid strong.
I mean, to be fair, if they're based on mollusk, they don't have traditional... Oh. They do not have traditional muscles and bone tissues. They evolved from their previous state, but they have something different than what we perceive.
A lot of microplastics, I can tell you that much.
Yummers. Alright, someone was ranting, someone behind this door, someone who is apparently very loving the wall right now, but let's ignore that, please move forward, especially because we don't have the key to that cell. More locked doors. Frenzied Cold Blood 9. Oh, hello there. There's also one of the wheelchair guys with a gun. There you go. Get some antidotes. If I recall correctly, one of these places leads me... Still locked. Leads me to someone that I cannot visit right now. Is there an enemy inside here? I forgot. No. Okay. No, not here either. Let's see if this room has one. Please carry on in my stead. The Fist of Gratia, which is another weapon, a bit unconventional. It's basically a set of cuffs, as in the square, the rectangular kind of cuffs, that gets used as a bludgeoning tool. I think it's down here. Yes.
Are you a hunter? Well, that's very odd. Do you hear the toll of the bell?
No, actually.
Very well. The beast you seek will not be found here. Go back to your hunt, and if you have the chance, put this night behind you. Places better left untouched. Secrets better left alone.
Yes, Mr. Door, I will obey you.
To be fair, in this case, we can faintly see the guy in the distance, and later on we will be able to open this door and talk to him properly. So it's one of those mini storylines for the DLC that has a bit of a payoff, especially because it's tied to not a covenant, but the case of being invaded or invading. Alright, up here, if I recall correctly, you get to fight two NPCs that Should be around somewhere. In first you can get here Great One's Wisdom. Sure, why not? Oh, there we go. Alright, while I'm busy fighting these two dweebs, have you seen something recently?
Well, I'm about to. There's the upcoming Return of the King re-release, the extended edition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll see how long my bladder can last watching all those endings.
I'm sure you'll be able to make it.
Yeah. And then, not long after, I'll be seeing Send Help.
But dweebs, what's the movie's title?
Yeah. It's a Sam Raimi movie involving two people stuck on an island. You know, on the subject of movies as well, I've been scrolling through the what's coming out this year. I've forgotten that there's supposed to be yet another Resident Evil movie reboot.
Yes, I don't remember who's making it, but yes, someone is. And I think it's coinciding kinda sorta with Paul W. Anderson's House of the Dead.
Well, Anderson's got nothing to do with this one. It's being
Obviously.
directed and co-written by a man named Zach Kreger.
Okay.
Previously, he's been involved on films such as Miss March, Barbarian, 2024's Mars, which is a Whitest Kids You Know sketch,
Okay.
and before he did a film called Weapons.
All the great titles, I guess, in this resume.
I mean, I've heard some decent things about Weapons.
I just
And I've heard
wish,
pretty good things, actually. I haven't seen it.
I just wish there were better I just wish there were better titles for these movies. Like, what does that tell me?
I don't know. And the other writer is Shay Hatton, who's done the most recent John Wick movies, Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, and Rebel Moon Part 2
That actually
and 1.
That actually reminds me, what is Zack Snyder doing? Because the series that he worked for Netflix, the animated one about Norse mythology, I think it's done by this point.
I don't know.
I guess he's still working on the sequels to Rebel Moon.
Well, there is a film coming out at some point, we don't know when, called The Last Photograph.
Okay.
And it's an original story.
So it's not connected to the larger mythos that he wanted to put in that for Netflix.
Back to the Resident Evil movie. It's because it's being released by Sony, and one of the production companies is PlayStation Productions.
Oh, the irony. I mean, to be fair, even the previous Resident Evil movies outside of the Netflix series were still handled by Sony via distribution rights.
Because I think they handled Welcome to Raccoon City, didn't they?
Also, the Paul W. Sanderson movie, just in one of their subdivisions, I forgot what it was called.
Okay, I've heard really mixed things about Welcome to Raccoon City and worse things about the Netflix show.
It's complicated, and it's also a waste of the cast, because Welcome to Raccoon City has the idea of trying to be closer to the games, but in doing so, elements are mixed and matched seemingly randomly, in a random way, and it makes little to no sense in why they're so, which it feels more like a waste, because at the very least Paul W. Sanderson knew only superficially about the games. He was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted, so you're like, okay, that's it, it's only that. It's a shame, but I know what I'm getting into. Welcome to Raccoon City feels more of a genuine waste, and the Netflix series, fuck if I know.
Well, as for this upcoming one, apparently it's Yeah, he's going to try and base it more on the video games, specifically the second, third, and fourth games.
Sure, we'll have to see, especially because 2 and 3 are more relatively... more tightly connected, being set during the same time period of Raccoon City. But the fourth one is set years later and in a completely different location, so I do wonder what they're gonna do.
There's the Social Network sequel.
Yeah, the one that everybody wanted.
And the one without Jesse Eisenberg.
Again, what's even the point?
Aaron Sorkin willed it to be.
Again,
because he's directing the movie as well as writing it.
Again, I can see why a sequel will be made, because in some way, because you know, the landscape of social media has changed drastically ever since the original movie came out. So updating, you know, the story into telling, you know, how things change, that's not too bad of an idea. But you know, at the very least, try to put some level of continuity.
There's another video game movie upcoming, the new Street Fighter.
Yeah, we saw the cast at the Game Awards.
With the Polka Dot Man as M. Bison.
Yeah, David Astalmach. And as I said, it cannot be worse in terms of a performance, you know, and casting than Neil McDonough in Legend of Chun-Li.
That's the thing that it's like I've seen some of his other work. He's a fine actor,
It's
but
just not good for M. Bison, not fitting. It's simple as that.
he was just extremely miscast.
I don't know why also it was directed to be vaguely Irish, because M. Bison is not really, you know, of a specific nationality.
Mm. And it's got a couple of wrestlers in the movie too. We've got Cody Rhodes as Guile.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, or Joanna Hawaii, his real name, as Akuma.
Yeah.
And also we got 50 Cent as Balrog.
Also Jason Momoa as Blanca. Because again, the casting is the thing that really sticks out to me. Considering they're only trying superficially to stick to the nationality of the characters.
Superficial. Remember, Cammy's played by an Australian again.
But Deji likes her, so it's all good.
Okay, first Carly Minogue in the first movie, and now we got another non-Brit playing a Brit. What? I don't...
Again, with something Commonwealth, I guess.
It's not the same.
Well, Dweebs, next time she's gonna be played by a Canadian. That's the same thing.
I keep forgetting there's another Cat in the Hat movie.
Is it animated? I think, yeah, because I think the Dr. Seuss estate, after whatever the fuck happened with the 2003 movie, it was like, no more live-action adaptation, and Universal, in order to skirt things around, we're like, okay, we're doing them animated, please. And there you go.
Dr. Seuss Enterprises is one of the production companies involved.
Yeah, we're still like supervising for what it's worth. Anyway, after defeating the two, let's insert the pendant inside inside the brain of the corpse. It's not a place where I would put an eye pendant, but you do you, buddy. I'm rooting for you.
I misread the cast for a second there. Bill Hader is playing the Cat in the Hat, but I thought for a second there, I misread it because Giancarlo Esposito's in the movie. I misread this, he's going to play the Cat in the Hat.
Giancarlo Esposito.
I forgot they were remaking that.
Again, Sheer, to be fair, I swear it cannot be worse than a 2003 movie. It really cannot.
Oh no, they'd have to like really try, actually.
Like, it's one of those movies where the saturation of color genuinely makes me feel sick.
It's so not like, because I like weird, you know, fantastical imagery and such, but that's just like, it's not right for some reason.
Yeah, and also again, the misplaced comedy, which really doesn't fit both on Mike Myers and everyone else. Also, random Paris Hilton cameo during the dance sequence, because why not? Anyway, by doing the trick of raising up the elevator but not jumping on it immediately before continuing, we raise a second altar, which has Lawrence's skull on it. And checking it quickly. Skull of Lawrence, first vicar of the Healing Church. In reality, he became the first cleric beast, and his human skull only exists within the nightmare. The skull is a symbol of Lawrence's past and what he failed to protect. He is destined to seek his skull, but even if he found it, it could never restore his memories. So, okay, remember the guy that was saying, was leaving Master Lawrence, Master Willem, and he was saying, oh, fear the old blood and everything. Yeah, that's what happened to him, like I said. He became that beast on that was in the La Pietà pose, and now when we have his skull, if we approach them, we probably will have to contend to him, but again, not now. This is basically just a setting up, and going down here we get another cannon, the church cannon, which was the thing that huge beast was carrying, but...
church cannon, that's a term.
Well, let's check it out quickly. There it is. An oversized weapon used by the Healing Church, a type of cannon that fires with a curved trajectory and creates an explosion upon impact. Originally designed for use by brawny men with deteriorated brains, not for just any ordinary hunter. But the man lacked the wits to effectively operate firearms, and the weapon was quietly ushered into permanent storage. Overall, outstanding design out of his congregation.
It fires holy water, we swear.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if it was at least the holy hand grenade, it would have been funny, but no. Anyway, with that we can actually proceed forward by using the elevator as it was intended, and riding on top. Come on.
Okay, depending on the UK release date, I wonder how many are planning to do what I'm going to do, and they're going to watch Doom 3 and Avengers Doomsday back to back.
Is there like a Doom special?
No. This means a Dune, D-U-N-E.
Dune. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's very peculiar in my France, but yeah, they are basically competing with each other. I might, because I've been a fan of the Denis Villeneuve Dune movies so far. Really like the aesthetic, the score, and everything. Although it's interesting where they try to be more accurate to the book and not at the same time. The way Dune Part 2 ends is specific on that front. Anyway, we're in a new place here. Sorry, I don't think I have. You okay?
I don't think they're okay.
Oh, and of course it's a poison puddle in the middle.
Drop my eyes in a puddle.
Miyazaki, stop putting poison.
They just can't help themselves with the poison.
Liquid everywhere.
Stop it!
So yeah, this is where things are revealing themselves a bit more for the DLC. The beginning part of the Nightmare was mostly about the hunters being forced to fight beasts for eternity. Here it's a gigantic laboratory test place where it's clear something happened to these people. I wonder what specifically.
But what about the film that comes out a few days after, the Angry Birds movie 3?
Everyone wanted that, I guess. Now officially a Sega related movie.
Yeah, because one of the production companies behind it is Sega Savvy, along with Rovio.
I didn't know that until like a few days ago.
Oh, it gets even better, Shiroi. Oh, fuck me. It gets even better, Shiroi. After the acquisition, people wondered what kind of, collaboration Sega would have had with IPs and everything. And it came possibly in the most unexpected ways. Apparently in Yakuza Gaiden Pirate... the Goro Majima game, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, you can have your playlist with different tracks, and one of the tracks you get is the Angry Birds theme. Completely random.
Wouldn't imagine I listen to that though. Maybe.
I guess I'm more pondering how famous Angry Birds is in Japan. I guess it has to be because it was successful worldwide, but I do wonder how much. Got more of these people with the blunderbusses.
Has anyone played Sonic Blitz?
No.
Which one is Sonic Blitz actually? Before I
It's
continue?
it's Rovio made / are making it. It's not properly released yet as a technical launch.
Okay,
And it's a
then no.
collectible card game.
Oh.
And we didn't talk about it last time, I don't think, but we
No.
recently had Mario and Tomodachi Life
yeah.
Direct. Yes. Mario movie looks fine. Like the Galaxy movie, it looks fine. I just hope they do something like more interesting than the first movie did, because it wasn't a bad movie. It was just like, I think I said it at the time. It's like you have a franchise that can afford to take all the risks at once, and it does none. So
I've got to say that it certainly sounds like they're trying to pack a lot into it. They got Mario and Luigi meeting Yoshi, who Toad doesn't like.
So they do have the story arc where by the end of the movie he will learn to be friends with him.
Mushy brain fluid. Please, could you do something for me? I need brain fluid. Murky, mushy brain fluid.
they had that fuck-ass painting that Bowser made.
They have to go off into outer space to help Rosalina fight off Bowser Jr.
Who also has access to his Wonder Mode for some reason. And also some stuff from Mario 2 is involved, like Birdo and Mouser.
Yeah, Birdo and Mouser. I wonder if that's going to be the film's dream sequence.
Maybe, yeah, I guess that would make sense. We also see that there's the T-Rex of Odyssey, because of course, and during that sequence people repeated to notice that Toad was holding baby versions of Mario and Luigi, so it is possible that some shenanigans like that may happen.
Toad's going to tell the story about how a stork lost Mario and Luigi, but the Yoshis helped bring them back, only for the stork to deliver them to the wrong house, and then they go through the same thing again.
Twice.
How? That's the one baffling thing about Yoshi's New Island. Mario's lore is pretty basic, and yet you managed to screw it up.
Twice.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, because Mario's constantly compared to Sonic and vice versa. And Sonic's known for fucking up more times than Mario has in the same subject, so that when Mario does fuck up, Sonic fans feel validated. Saying, see, Mario, the supposed gold standard, fucked something up.
It's also worth noting, though, that, I think I mentioned in one of the previous parts, Mario has its own way of handling lore, as I said, in a negative continuity kind of way, where things are just hand-wave, and the layout of the stuff like the Mushroom Kingdom keeps changing with each passing game, anyway. So, hello.
Blip, blop, blip, blop. Splish, splash, splish, splash. Blip, blop.
Okay. Goodbye. What was that? My point being is that, no, I get it what you mean, but at the same time, they really just operate on different rules altogether.
And hey, Yoshi looks
Oh fuck, I forgot
accurate.
there was no that end. Yeah, I guess it's a case of hashtag this is my Yoshi for you.
Yeah, hashtag this is Yoshi, you fucks. And no, I don't care how impressive the practical effect was in the first movie. It was wasted on a shitty design.
Pretty much. Or at least a shitty decision, you know. Because the design itself could have worked for a generic Velociraptor, I guess, you know, baby or something. But because it's supposed to be Yoshi, you know, it just takes that.
Yeah. Surprises me as well. Yoshi, in terms of the character, Yoshi was only a few years into being.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mario Galaxy, not Mario Galaxy, Mario World was released in 1990 in Japan.
Yeah, again, we have to remember that when the 1993 Mario Bros. Movie was made, while there were a decent enough amount of titles for the franchise, they at the same time there wasn't as much established outside of what the cartoon did, which was most of the time making stuff up. So
I just come across this bit as well. When they were talking about this movie beforehand, Jack Black has expressed that in terms of who they cast to play Wario, he wouldn't mind seeing Pedro Pascal.
because Pedro Pascal is in everything these days, so why not? But big piece of shit!
Nah, but I know Pedro Pascal's everywhere, but that's a bit...
No, poor guy. Okay, if it's just for voice acting, I guess I wouldn't mind too much Danny DeVito. He has worked with Illumination in the past as the Lorax. Just please don't do the thing where you get to him to voice in different languages other than English. It did not really work the first time. Other than that, I don't know, like, I guess Pedro Pascal would be fine, but it's not the first choice that I would think of for a character like Wario.
About Waluigi.
Remind me, Dweebs, I forgot the name. The actor who played Shaggy starting with the live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah, I think he would work fine. And he has been, again, outside of that, even also more into franchises that are aimed also for the for younger crowd with the Five Nights at Freddy's movies.
Lady Maria.
Lady Maria? What happened to these people, I wonder? Okay, no, I've been here already. Deja vu. Yeah. See, the gimmick of this specific dungeon is that it's very vertical. And the layout will keep changing depending on one specific thing that you do, as this basically a set of rotating stairs. However, it's not like the first Dark Souls where they shift randomly and you need to catch the timing. No, it's more of a case where the contraption is in one place and you need to unlock it to unlock the correct path forward, basically. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Would that work?
I
wouldn't know.
I guess. I think Pedro Pascal could fit. Again, certainly more than again, at the cost of beating a dead horse, certainly better than what Chris Pratt is doing currently as Mario. Yeah, even in the recent trailer, he's still doing his shtick. They're still directing him to sound like that. Like, why?
Because the last film made $1 billion.
Yeah, it's probably like that. Like, I actually forgot, Dweebs. Can you check in the meantime instead how much performance did the more recent Garfield movie? The one where Chris Pratt starred in? Because it feels like it came and went.
Let's see.
I forgot about that.
$60 million. It cost $60 million and it made 257.2.
So it was.
Oh, definitely a success then.
Yeah, it was a case of where. Oh, Jesus Christ, these people are so aggressive. It's a case where it came and went, and honestly, I bothered to check it out. It basically feels like a random animated movie about animals where they just slapped Garfield onto it at the last second. You know how a lot of the Hellraiser sequels past the fourth movie, where it had different stories that just got the Hellraiser license slapped onto it last second and to be wrote. It feels almost like that. And like it's harmless, but at the same time it really lacks substance. I wouldn't even call it to say that the Fox movies with Bill Murray were actually masterpieces, but definitely a bit better aimed than that. Still bad, but better aimed than it. Although it's kinda hilarious considering, again, Garfield is technically now a Paramount property, but the first two live-action movies are now technically owned by Disney. Up until the license expires, obviously.
Did anyone else, did either of you watch the Tomodachi Life Direct, or was it just me?
I did. It really... Oh, so aggressive.
Very
Cause
huge of Nintendo to do what they did.
for a second or two, I thought you were saying, wow, me saying that was too aggressive.
Yeah, you need to remember, Dweebs, that I need to juggle things, like having to, pay attention, but at the same time paying attention to what's going on in game. But no, I agree with Shiri. It really feels more of a case of what took you so long.
What was their excuse last time?
I don't remember what.
Well,
probably a PR statement. I don't remember.
They couldn't code it properly.
Well, not even that. Like it was the explicit use of the word non-binary, which is freaking huge.
If I recall correctly, that's at least an idea, or at least something pushed by Nintendo of America, because the option is still there in Japanese, but it says something slightly different.
Something I want to check, because I do have a friend who speaks Japanese and taught in Japan. So I took a screenshot of the Japanese direct, so I want to ask them what exactly it says, because Japan does have neutral terms for people.
No, if anything, it's
they have gender neutral markers on like documents and such. So I want to know what it actually, like the term that they specifically used actually says.
Yeah, it's something that I kind of discovered properly when me and the others were doing the quote-unquote sequel to Faith and Wrath, because it had that game had I forgot the name of the character, AJ, I think that was their name. So was actually wondering how Japan, had as a system of, domination. So it's something that happened not more recently, but fairly recently still, when I vowed to rewatch also Tokyo Godfathers. Again,
yes, I heard about that.
If you've seen if anyone also in the audience who has seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a Christmas movie, and it's so hilarious considering it's supposed to be Satoshi Kon's most light-hearted quote-unquote movie.
It's a Christmas movie?
Yes, it's set during Christmas Eve. Again, it's
okay.
It is I think it counts as a remake of an American story, but oh Jesus Christ, I forgot that this room is particularly aggressive. Anyway, it's a simple type of stories. Three people who are homeless in a society that doesn't care about them for different reasons find a baby and decide to be angels or godfathers for the night to have their mission to find the family of this baby in particular.
Okay.
And the three characters in the movie are a child who has run away from home, an alcoholic homeless guy, and a trans woman. So all of their themes are basically explored throughout the story. Again, if you have seen anything, I guess you've seen I forgot the name. God, Perfect Blue from Satoshi Kon, Shirai?
Yes.
Okay, so you get the idea generally when the guy loves to unsettle you, potentially.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Again, Tokyo Godfathers is considered possibly his most light-hearted movie, and even then it still has some of its moments, particularly about social denunciation, about, well, people who are homeless and the invisibles, as they're called, in how society ignores them. It is a good time. Also, for some reason, completely random. Jesus Christ, I'm so terrible in this part. Completely randomly, the composer for that movie is the one from the Earthbound games. I don't know
Oh,
why.
okay. That's so weird.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm just glad like people are happy because like all people were asking for was to be gay, but we can be gay, bi, pan, ace. Like they gave us so many options, and yeah, it really is that easy for big corporations to ignore complaints from bigots who don't even consume the products anyway.
I mean, it's also the entire point of Tomodachi Life, being, whoever you want and doing whatever you want. So, if anything, it
Yeah.
is more. I do try to remember because back when it was announced, it did, it did make the news in the video game panorama, but I don't remember if it was actually the first that it was Final Fantasy XIV who started having in-universe same-sex marriages for your characters. I remember that it did the news, but I don't think it was the first major video game who did that. I'll need to look it up.
When did 14 come out?
Okay, the first version...
Because I know that game is like at least a bit more. It's got to be more than 10 years
2010.
old.
Yeah, the 1.0 version came in 2010.
Okay.
The Arena Reborn came out, I think, in 2014?
2013.
13, because it coincided also with the launch of the PS4, basically. And the celebration of WoW, I think it's called, in Universe, basically their fancy term for wedding, was introduced in one of the patches later, which also allowed the same-sex marriages, and it was, and there was much rejoicing, to quote Monty Python.
Because I was going to say, considering how much it sold, I would consider, despite being an indie, Stardew Valley to be a major game, but that came out
Later.
after. Yeah, like 20... No, it's 10 this year, so yeah, 2016.
I forgot, the Harvest Moon Story of Seasons games did have something like that going on, or not?
I don't know when that started, but I think a couple of them do.
Okay. I actually did had my character participate as a spectator during one of those celebrations for one of the friends of my guild. It was actually quite fun.
I am being bullied into playing 14, even if I can't ultimately play it.
No, I can tell you, Shiro, your
myself
first,
because it's inaccessible.
Yeah, your first summer raid is gonna be at an assault on your eye in terms of particles flying around all over the place.
I have been told that everyone will carry me through the game just so we can get Alice cute wedding items.
Listen, Shiro, I played Dragoon, so even if you haven't played it, you probably know by the stories that my job is cursed to actually be the burden of everyone else. So I'm no one here to talk. But no, trust me, it's not too much of a problem. I'm still planning on recording in the future, specifically the quest line about Hildebrand, because that's kind of hilarious, and you don't really need the context of the main quest line to actually, see those. But again, we'll see. Alright, after passing through the fucking room, let's move on.
So if you do see me playing 14, I am being held against my will, lovingly.
Send help.
Yes, blink twice.
So that's what the upcoming films are.
See, it's all connected.
Oh, how did you end up in a?
Well, Dweebs.
How did you end up in a desert?
Well, Dweebs, it's Square Enix, so, Square Enix collaborates with Disney for Kingdom Hearts, so it's all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
Square Enix and Sam Raimi.
Sure, why not? Again, I've seen more. Trust me, Dweebs, it's not even the most bizarre Fox movie that Kingdom Hearts could adapt. One day I will need to show you Zardos just for how bizarre it is. And again, it's a Fox movie. I don't think it's on Disney Plus right now, but it will be hilarious if it gets put up. And of course, how can we not forget Freddy got fingered?
No, keep Sora and his innocent self away from
We're
that
having
movie.
Sora shaking violently Goofy and telling him to get to the gummy ship as, I forgot the name of the guy. The main protagonist keeps saying that he would like some sausages.
God.
It's kind of similar to that mini comic image about oh Jesus, guy with a Gatling, about them having a ward on the range, home on the range ward, and Sora all the time is saying, "Goofy, get the gummy ship, please."
Who owns Road to El Dorado?
I have seen it plenty of times.
DreamWorks, I think.
All right, so Universal.
So they can't touch that one.
No.
Nah. Have we done that movie yet?
No, we're shockingly. I don't remember what was I think the last DreamWorks major movie we did was the Spirit sequel, which is very depressing, admittedly.
All right, noted, because I love that movie.
Me too. Okay, I know that Dodge is particularly affectionate to Chell, which I understand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, fair, but...
But, no, again, as I mentioned a couple of times, it is impressive that we managed to consist for... How much was it at this time? Almost 13 almost 13 years. Ow. To avoid, like the Plague, the Shrek movies. Which would have been so easy to fall into.
Alright,
let me see. I swear there is a point
noted.
No. I swear there is a point to all of these stairs, so I will get... Ow! There at some point. What the hell? Did this enemy just... What?
Are they okay? What?
There was an enemy that just loaded only now.
Yeah, they just popped in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the model wasn't loaded
He had
yet.
to.
Oh, fuck.
He got sent to the void.
The Shadow Realm, yes. The one thing also from 14 that can be also appreciated, even without playing the game, is of course the soundtrack from Masayoshi Soken. I wouldn't call it to say that, it's completely perfect and there's not there's no one misfire in the whole soundtrack, but it is genuinely, a good time to keep in having a lot of the score in almost all of the expansions that have been done. Even the more recent one, Dawn Trail, which had its reasons for being polarizing. I will not elaborate, but let me put it this way.
I have a vague idea.
No, but it's not even beyond that. Again, I don't want to enter into that trap because right now the iron is still too hot.
Yeah, sure.
But let me put it this way, there will be a time for me potentially to discuss, but I will say that the soundtrack is fine for the most part. I will say maybe the leitmotif, the singing motif that they have, is not as memorable as the other expansions, but it's still, so I don't need so on. It's similar to what I said about, say, the Ratchet & Clank games, or even Dark Souls 2, to call it back to these games. Again, it's a testament to the quality of the franchise, if even the quote-unquote worst that they can produce. It's something that is still something that, at least to me, it's still, attestable to some degree.
I do watch a couple of streamers who pretty often play the 14 OST in the background, and I haven't heard every track because it's quite extensive, but yeah, it's good music.
It's also good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
It's also good for meme montage, most infamously the Along Fall, which the community, the official event organizers do acknowledge because during their specific events, love to reference specific memes that happened. And one of them was the typical reaction that you do have going to the specific dungeon where that soundtrack plays, and they recreated kind of like that video on stage, and it was kind of hilarious.
So not big fat tacos.
No. But, okay, the whole new hot meme recently was the accidental spawning of the mob at level 1, the poor deer. So I do wonder how they're gonna acknowledge that. Honestly, discovering technically, yeah, streamers like Shenpai recently also had me seeing what she did to enlighten instead people like Bull Pixie into 14, and it's been also a blast on that front.
Yeah, she plays 14 with Volpixie a lot.
Yeah, mostly to help her get through also the story beats and everything. Alright, I got some brain fluid in the meantime, the thing that that person strapped on the table was actually asking. Let me see if I can find it. Is it in the key items? Yes, there it is. Greyish amoeba-shaped brain fluid, wobbles and bounces. Yummy. Extracted from a patient whose head expanded until that was all that they were. Once a young girl had an older brother who was determined to become a doctor, and so she willfully became his patient. In the end, this led to their encounter with the eldritch truth, for which they consider themselves blessed. So basically, Dweebs, this is the natural conclusion to the leader character from The Incredible Hulk 2008. Will just become this.
How lovely.
Quaint, so to speak. Alright, I need to get to that door there. But like I said, I need to actually activate the contraption. So what I need to do is to get back on point, because all of these fucking stairs are pissing me off, not gonna lie. There you go, I can just jump down here. Ow! There you go. Alright, yeah, don't have to jump down from here. Let me get... I think I need to get the elevator back, so let me get back to the room with the guys with the guns. Yeah, it's this one. Ah!
Like, obviously most people hate the poison dungeon, but the stair dungeon is my personal hell.
Oh, okay. Worse than that, I will say, can only be the teleporter maze. Thankfully, these days,
Oh god.
not many people do that anymore, thank fuck. Atlus still has a bit of an habit of inserting a couple of those here and there. But I don't understand what the passion of that was, because it goes even beyond just trial and error. It's just a case of, you know, stay in one location and move on until you get it right.
And like the thing is, the one in Sonic 06 was super short, but the problem was it was Sonic 06 and controlled like ass, so you were doing it for ages anyway.
I forgot, which specific level was that?
It was I think it's one of the free trials of Soliana.
Alright. Alright. Let's get these people. Also this guy. Alright. I think by ascending with that elevator I should be able to get to where the mechanism is. Come on. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I'm actually very close to the top, so I should find a ladder at some point. Ah.
That's just another type of stairs.
Yeah, well, from a certain point of view. You know, that was the one thing missing. Patients that attack you with their own gurney. Alright.
We don't need that.
Yeah, no. Again, these poor people have suffered enough. Let's move on. Yeah, now I don't remember better the... Alright, now we are on the upper level of the archways, which of course is populated by giant rats, because of course. But, if I
Chaos
get...
potatoes.
Yes. If I get here and move the lever, if I recall correctly, should activate... yeah, the mechanism, which propels me further up, but as a result the entire set of stairs moves up and the perspective shifts drastically, as you'll be able to see when we get back down. Let's see. I think... yeah, there's the other stair here. Whoop. Alright, thankfully I have unlocked, with this unlocked, now I only need to get to the door. I don't need to retread the entire dungeon over and over again.
And they won't let you slide down the railings?
Nope. I mean, this is not Sonic after all. Ow. Sekiro does have a bit more acrobatics in what you can do. When I actually get to record that, you'll be able to... see. Get blue elixir. Also, these enemies literally have no head. How weird. Alright, there's the door. So let's give it a try to the boss. In the meantime, why not?
Alright.
Jumping down here. And opening. It's a gigantic sunflower, rotten, surrounded by these, the living failures as we're called. Ow. And yes, it's plural because they are multiple. They technically share the same health bar, but you can potentially kill individuals by, you know, killing them hard enough. And of course, because they are beings who came into contact with the eldritch truth, they do possess some degree of psychic powers, which equates to magic, or at least in a primitive kind of way.
It kind of got a nobody look going on.
Yeah, just missing the symbol. Their theme song is fine, but obviously the DLC kind of blew its load with Ludwig's second phase, so unfortunately it has to live up to the hype, but you know, it's fine still. Ow. Yeah, definitely not ideal. Alright, one more try and we'll see how it goes. Again, if I'm like I said, it's better that we started the DLC this early because at the very least, if we get stomped too many times by the boss fight, we can just move on to somewhere else and then come back later. Again, you don't really
Yeah.
need. Oh, hello. Let me talk to you.
Not a pretty sight, is it? The true face of the blood-worshipping, beast-purging, healing church. But that's not all. You seek the secrets held by the nightmare, do you not?
I mean,
Here's
yeah.
what you must do. Climb the astral clock tower and kill Maria. She hides the real secret. Go on. She hides.
Okay. I mean, I was already basically doing that, but, you know.
Like, no need to backseat, dude. I suppose if we're just making our way back over there, Nintendo dropped the most odd Splatoon update I've
Okay.
ever seen.
I might have missed that. What happened?
So for the last couple of weeks, they've just kind of like shadow updated a bunch of games. A couple of them we knew updates were coming, but for others we did not. For Splatoon, they added health bars and aura farming.
What?
So the more you hit an opponent, like a health bar will appear eventually. No one asked for this. They look ugly too.
So bizarre.
And aura farming is just something people aren't happy with because the way they've implemented it encourages aggression. So essentially, the more kills. Yeah. So basically, the more you kill, you get your own little ink explosions to cover more of the ground. But yeah, people aren't happy with what that means for the game, and yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah,
We just wanted Splatfests and private battles. Like, couldn't we have that?
I have failed. Please, Lady Maria.
Sorry about that. I do wonder what the imagery of wilted sunflower may represent, because it's something that it gets reprised specifically in the DLC of Elden Ring. And I do wonder, I think it... Okay, I'm probably talking out of my ass here, but I seem to remember someone at some point said that sunflowers are connected in some culture to the afterlife, so maybe it's something tied to that. A sunflower in traditional flower language is a flower that, you know, is bound to follow the sun, as its name says, but it's also destined to wither quickly compared to other flowers. So maybe it's also a symbol of that, quick decadence. I don't know.
Like, loyalty seems to be the common thing that's coming up.
Yeah, normally these guys tends to be more on the magic side rather than physical. I don't know what's happening now. Uh-oh. Yeah, when they're about to do that, they're trying to cast a specific spell, which is a meteor shower. That's your cue to get, similar to Final Fantasy XIV, get behind a prop object that will absorb most of the meteorites. Again, it's similar to classic MMO strategy of getting a specific area when the area of attack happens. Although, okay, my personal favorite, kinda sorta, is the Lakshmi boss fight, because it's played okay, not entirely, but it's played like a Bollywood movie, because at one point the boss literally enchants the entire party, you and the other adventurers who are actually playing, to dance around while she absorbs your life energy. It's hilarious.
Ah, that's fun.
Even lore-wise, it's actually pretty neat how the summoning spirits are handled in 14, because it's fairly unusual. In the other games, it's normally just a case of people and creatures with phenomenal cosmic powers that you summon via different means, because maybe in 7 there were the materials, the knowledge of the ancients and all. In 8 they're the guardian force, in the other games like 6 have the magicite, which contain their essence and blah blah blah. In 14 they're these interdimensional beings that get summoned when a particular species that is devoted to them, tends to believe in them really, really hard and has a shit ton of crystals to accompany the process. And the thing is that just by existing in our plane of existence is enough to cause damage around. So even just the mere act of summoning one is a big problem, but it can also entice their followers, which become completely devoted to them, and the process is irreversible. It is actually a plot point in multiple places that you have to find a way to prevent this to happen and potentially find a cure.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah. And it is at least discussed over the various expansions. Anyway, we're done. Second try. Fair enough. And we got the Astral Clock Tower key, which we'll have to use immediately, but that we'll do in the next part. For now, I'm just gonna end up with the description. Key to the Astral Clock Tower at the top of the Grand Cathedral. The caretaker of the tower's numerous patients, known to them only as Lady Maria, made her home behind the giant star interpreting clock. So let's end with popping up the lantern. Here you go. Alright, tune in for the next part, where we find out what's behind door number 2 and the mystery behind the clock tower. So see you then.
See ya.